Yo guys, I just want to do a quick review here for a movie I just checked out called Brutal, put out by Unearthed Films. I think this was just made, but it was released by Unearthed Films literally this month, and it's an Asian film. I wish I could tell you exactly what part of Asia it's from. I wish I would have looked that up, but anyways, it's a really brutal film. It definitely lives up to its name. Essentially, it starts off with this dude, this killer. It's just called him, like when he's introduced, and it opens up with him just brutally murdering like these two chicks or whatever, and it's just brutal. Like he opens it with he's just beating this woman's face to like a pulp with his bare hand, and it's just brutal. And then there's a scene where he starts stabbing her, and just imagine, pretty much take the scene from The Exorcist where Reagan's stabbing her cooter with a crucifix. It takes that to a whole nother level in this film, and it's just brutal, and it does it multiple times in it, so that's pretty cool. And he's just walking around town because you're pretty much just following this killer, and you kind of just follow him for like a good 25 minutes, and then there's another segment where it goes to just label her, and it's this woman killer, and she's basically doing the same thing, just picking up all these dudes and just brutally murdering them. And then the third segment, they come together, and there's a big twist at the end that blew my mind. Like when they reveal what the hell's going on with these two people, it shocked me. I wasn't expecting a huge twist ending for this movie, because usually with these kind of movies, it's just brutal kind of torture, it's just what it is, so the fact that they got a good surprise in there is really cool, and kind of separates this from most of these type of movies here. The effects were amazing. I think these maybe, I don't want to offend Marcus Cook or anything like that. The effects to Blood Shock and Bouquet of Guts and Gore and stuff are amazing, but I really dug the effects in this movie. Like towards the end when the shock comes, it just looks so realistic. You almost wonder if that's what's really going down with him. There's a scene where he's sitting there watching TV, or he's watching porn actually, and he's just sitting there, and there's just a pile of heads behind him, and it's just brutal. And then he's like cooking this stew with all the body parts, and it's brutal. Like it really lives up to its name. It's the perfect name for this movie. The acting was really good. I thought the dude playing the guy killer, really top-notch performance. I think this dude's more sinister than, say, Henry or whatever. The dude, he just rages out, and you could tell there's something like tortured going on with his mind, because he'll be like talking to the head or one of the heads or whatever, and it'll be telling him, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that. It's a really interesting kind of way they did it here, but this would go good with Henry or any of those here, like Maniac or something. It definitely is one of those kind of movies. Now, also, I want to point out for this, if you're buying it, it does look really good on Blu-ray, but they add a filter to it to give it a grindhouse look. So, I mean, I'm sure that's not going to bother most people picking this up, because most people should know what's going on with this when they pick it up, and they know what to expect from Unearthed Films, so it shouldn't detract anyone away. It adds a kind of griminess to it, but it still does look really good. There's lots of scenes where you could tell it is a digital or high-def source just with a filter on it, but for the most part the filter really works for it. It's a quick movie, an hour and like 10 minutes tops, if that, maybe hour 6 minutes I think, and it goes by pretty quick. It's the perfect length for it. Just the ending, it packs a huge punch. It's worth the price of this alone. And Unearthed Films, they're not like Scream Factory where they're charging you $30 or whatever for a Blu-ray, which they could, and people would still buy it. They're only well, I got this at Grindhouse Video for $17.99 brand new. I know they're still available on that site. I think you can buy them on Amazon for like $18. I don't know off the top of my head what Unearthed Films charges for this from their website, but it is what it is. It's an awesome movie. It's definitely, out of all the Unearthed Films I've seen, it's definitely probably my favorite, only behind Bouquet of Guts and Gore. I just like the vibe of Bouquet of Guts and Gore. I like the effects and everything, but this is definitely my second favorite. I like it better than Blood Shock. Maybe I like Song of Solomon a lot too, but I definitely like this better than, say, Sacrifice or Blood Shock. If I like Flowers a lot too. So I mean, Unearthed Films has so many good movies, but this is definitely one of their top tier releases. It's definitely, if you're a fan of American Guinea Pig or Guinea Pig, you definitely want this. This honestly could have been a guinea pig movie. I'm honestly shocked it's not a guinea pig movie. So that's brutal. So yeah, definitely pick it up. Anyways, guys, peace.